Hello and welcome to another episode of What's on the Pile. It's just me and Jenner tonight. Say hi, Jenner.
Hi, Jenner.
And we will be holding a watch party of what is considered to be the movie that killed Dana Carvey's career, The Master of Disguise. I'll make sure everyone is prepared for when we hit play, and I'll keep a timeline running so you can make sure you're watching what we're watching. If you don't have access to a copy or don't want to pay money to see it, you can find the entire film on archive.org. The URL will be in the description. Directed by the production designer for Murder Mystery 2, Master of Disguise finds Dana Carvey doing a string of ridiculous and racist characters because he has to save his family or some shit. I honestly do not know what this movie is about beyond that. I thought Giancarlo Esposito was in it. It turns out it's Jennifer Esposito, which
Very, very, very different.
Yeah.
Very different vibe.
Yeah. Brent Spiner is in it.
Underrated. Jennifer Esposito.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with her, but when you're expecting Giancarlo, you know.
Yeah, that's not the juice you're looking for.
And then Brent Spiner is in it apparently, which I'm cool with because I always love to see the Enterprise D crew members get a paycheck.
Oh yeah.
And I only know one story about this movie, and that'll be everything that I know. And Jenner, you told me to tell this again.
Yes.
When I told it last week. I read it in an article, an interview with Dana Carvey, and he basically spelled out the whole thing. They were in production on The Master of Disguise when 9/11 happened. So everybody got together for a moment of silence, of prayer, with Dana Carvey in full Turtle Man makeup, outfit, everything. There's no footage of this. There are no pictures. It is confirmed to have happened from 3 different sources. Dana Carvey claims that maybe he had the Turtle Man outfit off but didn't get the prosthetic off. The director says he was in that whole goddamn thing and it was hilarious. And then there was a 3rd version or a 4th version. So I believe the full Turtle Man version. I choose to.
I choose to believe
because that's what I see when I think about it.
And that's the shit that happened in the post-ironic era. The post-ironic era being defined as the period from September 11th, 2001 until I want to say December, when Gilbert Gottfried told the
oh yeah,
the aristocrats joke at the roast of Hugh Hefner. The shortest era in modern history that nevertheless is definably and distinctly an era. Everything since then is the post-ironic era. It's not ironic again, it's something else.
I kind of set up the feed a little differently this time. Where's the thing? There we go. Where there's space for a chat bar on the right side of the screen. Not that anybody's actually going to say anything, but I am going to... Oh, no, I can't do that. No, I'm not going to mess with it. If anybody wants to chat, go for it. It'll show up on the screen. Otherwise, you'll just be staring at Dana Carvey like 12 times for the next hour and a half. Just heads up. Let's give people a couple of minutes to get set up if anybody is going to watch. According to our numbers, it is 0 right now. Which is not unexpected. Not unexpected.
No, we don't have the broadest advertising reach as much as anything else.
No, we have like 32 people who share it with each other.
And lots and lots of people are frankly doing other things on this 4th of July.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if we're going with my suggestion for a name for this episode.
You can say it. I have the first episode name out, which is just it follows the the precedent set by
Uh,
previous titles. But go on.
I suggested calling this the what's on the pile fourth my life special because as you've observed online and as both of us have been quite frank about, neither of us actually wants to see this movie.
Yeah, I have
Uh,
no
in,
desire.
in fact, I started it once before at Jane's behest. Jane unironically likes this movie,
That's fine. That's
and
fine.
I barely remember it. One, because I was drunk at the time. Two, because I don't gong movies lightly, but I think I managed to stand getting about 20 minutes into this, if that. Um, yeah,
Oh.
it's a rough journey. So this should be interesting for science.
I myself am a filmmaking masochist. Uh, I love watching the worst of things. And I'm not talking about the popularized bad movies like The Room, which is
Yeah,
genuinely a great bad movie, probably
yeah.
one of the best bad movies ever made. But I like the ones that don't have even budget to work with, that nobody's ever heard of. The Asylum movies, or even deeper than that, the stuff you'll find on Netflix.
Re- Remind me to go on about Muck one of these days.
Okay. I love watching
Yeah.
bad movies, and I prepared for the occasion. Oh, yeah, there's my vodka back there.
Uh,
Courtesy my wonderful and supportive wife.
yeah, to be honest, I probably should have fallen off the wagon for this, but even so,
Yeah.
we'll see how this goes, and if we survive it, I assume we've got other stuff to talk about.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah,
We'll do our what did we watch thing because
yeah.
I know you want to talk about Ghost Rider, and I will talk about Ghost Rider.
Yes, I rewatched Spirit of Vengeance, so that's something we get to hold forth on later on. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah,
That'll be fun. But
that'll be
yeah,
fun.
I
That's fun stuff.
guess let's no. You know what? I want to talk about it now. Um,
Oh, okay.
okay, the first Ghost Rider is just a mediocre movie.
It's just a mediocre movie. It's not Cage's finest hour. By virtue of him not having a whole lot of juice, uh, it's depressing. It's kind of thuddingly normal-ish.
Yeah, yeah,
It was watchable. I thought, oh, that was the thing I just watched.
yeah. That's about how I felt about it.
Yeah.
I liked the what's his face, the dude who played the villain, the demon.
Oh, Peter Fonda.
No, not Peter Fonda.
Oh,
I would
not Peter
remember
Fonda.
his name. um,
Yeah, I was gonna say
shit.
I didn't want to presume.
I know the kid's been in there, but the main villain, the who's the
It's
villain
been for,
throughout.
it's been long enough since I've seen Ghost Rider. I honestly don't
Okay,
remember.
there's this black-haired villain guy, and he's just really good. Apparently, he was on a drug habit at the time, and then got clean. So kudos to him.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, so it's mediocre. Let's move on from that. There's nothing to say. There's one thing to say about this is the type of film where they reined in Nicolas Cage,
Very much so.
and those are boring movies. You don't
Very
come to a
often.
Nicolas Cage movie for a normal performance. You come for art.
Damn right.
So, Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
From
You've
the
been
guys who made Crank.
you've been telling me about it for years.
Uh,
Um, I both loved and hated. There were things about it that I hated so hard, like every scene starting 15 frames late and then going backwards and forwards again. Like I hate that. I hate it. I hate that editing technique. It's
that's
weird.
that was a very Neville Dine Taylor thing. That was a thing they did.
Yeah, it's awful. It's an awful choice. I hate it so much. Uh And the thing that bothers me about the movie is that whenever Nicolas Cage or Idris Elba are on screen, it's kind of like great. It's like
Yeah.
magical. And
Yeah, this
every other time, it is achingly bad.
I don't know. I thought it had its moments outside of the. There was not enough Idris Elba in this movie. This was the point where he was starting seriously to segue from being like a sterling supporting player slash British TV stalwart into. Well, I mean, this was 2012, so it was the same year that Prometheus came out, and he was starting to make that very, very definite segue, but which was by then already overdue toward straight up goddamn leading man.
I feel like he was more famous than this movie warranted at the time. I really think that he has an upward trajectory, but then to me it just spikes down and comes back up. And my theory is he always wanted to work with Nicolas Cage.
That feels fair. And the stuff between them is just absolute gold. They have such amazing chemistry, so much better than Cage and I forget her name, and I saw this movie last night.
Oh my God, I did. I forgot to.
The mother of the presumptive Antichrist, and so much more chemistry than Cage and the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, Kieran Hines has a ton of fun. He is basically never on screen with Cage for more than a couple of seconds.
Right.
But Hines, a very broad performance. Fantastic actor.
Great final line.
Yeah.
It's just perfect, and he delivers it perfectly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there is still some beautiful stuff in there, like the bit where Cage is freaking out trying to restrain the demon in the fight club.
Oh, scraping at the door.
That whole bit up to the ride that he takes afterwards as he's going full Cage with is that whole bit. I wanted the whole movie to be like that.
Right, and that's what I thought the whole movie was going to be, which is why I ended up kind of disappointed. But
it was bonkers. It was bonkers for an ancillary Marvel product. It was fairly normal by the standard of some of the stuff that Cage had done up to that point and some of the stuff that he's done since then.
It's a pretty raw movie. It does not feel like Hollywood.
Yeah. That may redound to its advantage in some places. Like I say, on the whole, I still like it. I like it a hell of a lot more than Ghost Rider. At least it fucking stands for something.
Yeah, and at least Cage got to act.
Yeah, if you're the Ghost Rider and you're piloting that giant ass saw thing, that giant ass saw thing is going to explode into flames and look like some kind of war artifice straight out of Warhammer goddamn 40K.
Yeah, that was a fantastic scene. That's the same. I was like, this is so metal.
Yeah,
this whole thing. All right, so yeah, that's what I watched. What did you watch?
Speaking of completely frickin' bonkers, well, I mean, before I get to completely frickin' bonkers, I haven't seen a whole lot this week. I saw the second season of The Bear, which of course we've been going on about. Just a lovely season, absolutely heartbreaking ending. Not to delve into spoilers, but absolutely worth watching. Shane was absolutely right. It is not nearly as nerve annihilating as the first season was, but that's arguably a good thing for the most part. Still, lovely series, really well done. The weird thing that I watched, well, there are two weird things that I watched, but weird in very different ways. Saw, finally, Knock at the Cabin, the recent Shyamalan joint.
I just read the book and basically read it to me as she went, and I hate that book. I hear that the ending is actually better than the book, but it's still bad in the sense that it was not a story that should have been told.
I can absolutely see that. I thought it was a good execution of some deeply flawed premises. Granted, it screws up. I read up a bit on the book afterwards, and I like that the ending of the book is the problem. I don't normally delve too deeply into places where the book differed from the movie. That said, if the point of the book is gay people shouldn't have to sacrifice themselves even to save the fucking world, which is a premise I actually quite like, and the premise of the movie is the exact opposite,
Yes.
that doesn't feel super terrific, because on the one hand, I thought it was an interesting picture. On the other hand, it's still very kill your gaze.
Yeah.
And
what is the ending of the movie version?
the ending of the movie version is the kid lives, but the
spoilers.
oh yeah, spoilers. The kid lives, but I forget. But I guess Eric, Jonathan Groff, the gentler of the two husbands.
All right. But what happens after that?
After that, the apocalypse kind of stops.
That is exactly how it works in the other book, except it's killing the kid, which I think I hate, but is much more impactful and kind of has a more interesting thing to say.
Yeah.
But you can't end a movie with killing a kid.
That would not have worked in the film, regardless.
No, unless you're George Lucas, then you can kill like 20 of them, and everybody will still love you.
It's an interesting picture, is my point. I still don't know how I fucking feel about it.
Yeah.
The core premise, the phrase or the idea that I kept coming back to watching it, because I had to take a lot of smoke breaks during that movie because it was actively making me angry while I was watching it, despite A, continuing to watch it, and B, not actually thinking it was bad per se. It's just the deck is so completely stacked in the premise that, it's all fucked all over the place. The thought that I kept coming back to, if I was any of the protagonists of the movie, is a god that would do this is unworthy of worship, even if it exists.
Yeah.
Even if it is in the process of destroying everything, fuck it. It's in charge, very well that it is in charge. If it condemns me to hell, very well then I shall back into hell as a dissident and political prisoner with two middle fingers extended toward heaven.
Speaking of back into hell, I think we should move on to our movie.
Yeah. Oh, last thought. They've finally been dropping Crisis Jung, which I've been aching for ages on YouTube. They're up to 9 episodes out of 10, and holy shit, is that some bonkers stuff.
I don't know anything about it.
It's one of those ones that we saw the trailer for ages ago on Bastards and have been pining for ever since. Mm-hmm. We were hoping for some kind of wide release or something to that extent. It was on Netflix in France because it's French animation. The episodes are about 7 minutes long, but it is... Look up the trailer on this sometime, and after the whole series drops, tell me that we shouldn't watch this, as a viewing for the team in any case. This has some of the strangest thoughts on gender I've ever seen animated, and I'll leave that there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, I have a file I downloaded from the link provided on archive.org, which I think that means it's okay. That means if it's on archive.org,
somebody's preserving it because somebody doesn't care to bother to continue to preserve it.
Right. Yeah. So that's the way I look at it. It's an ethical download that I'm okay with talking about in public on a recorded channel.
This feels like a copyright that a certain game console manufacturer is not actively defending at this point.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, you ready, Jenner?
All right, I have my finger on the button.
All
Lord or
right.
God or whoever's in charge, the real God or whoever's in charge, help us all. Uh,
Okay, I'll do three, two, one, and then when I say play, we'll hit play.
right.
Three, two, one, play.
And playing.
Isn't that a net
So
betting?
here's the top. Yes, we're getting live commentary on a movie that neither of us have ever watched before, and maybe or maybe not somebody will tune into it at some point. So this is
Well, we have
this is
two viewers right now.
we have I'm not one of them, so that's nice. Hi viewers, welcome to the fray. Revolution Studios.
I don't
they were
remember what
around.
they're known for. Oh,
Was that Mike Ovitz? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and of course there's Adam Sandler money behind this. So.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
how we make movies in order to have vacations.
Yes, you're not wrong. Moreover, you're absolutely right. Sometimes it's a vacation you would have wanted to go on, and sometimes not so much.
It's just like, I don't know. They're in what, like Hawaii or something? That's where I want to go. Write a script around that.
The generic rock-ish music.
Is this a known band? I don't know this song.
I don't know. Well, Harold Gould. Harold Gould was a good supporting player.
James Brolin.
James Brolin. Yeah.
Mark Devine. How do I know that name? Edie McClurg.
Well, she was always a stalwart of a certain generation of slightly precious comedies.
Mhm. Just to confirm, because I'm never sure of myself. She's I guess you're fucked, lady, right? From Planes, Trains, and
Yes.
Automobiles.
Yes, which was one of the least precious comedies that she had a memorable role in.
Oh, I love that
Yager.
one.
Yeah, Yager.
Okay.
Yeah. Special or makeup effects by the erstwhile real director of Hellraiser Bloodline and co-screenwriter of Sleepy Hollow 3 years earlier.
Oh, cool.
Eh.
I think Adam Sandler has made some of the worst movies I've ever seen, in that they're not fun to watch.
I can see that. I would go with some of the worst comedies. Granted, he's also done some very agreeable comedies, and he has done some amazingly good movies that are not comedies by any normal calculation.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying it like his Happy Madison brand. What was that? The Netflix deal, and they had the. Oh shit! There's text we have to read. Oh no, they're gonna talk it to us. Magical.
Already with the funny accents. Notably, of course, the opening song had the refrain, "This is gonna be fun," which feels a little desperate.
No, really.
Spiner.
It's up.
Bo Derek hair.
Yeah. Oh God, the wire work.
Eh,
They just gave up after a while. It looked like she was supposed to glide down, and they were like, let's just have her go into the Christ pose.
the Bo Derek in 10 reference is actually a little clever.
Yeah.
Not least for actually being Bo Derek, I think.
Yes. I think so too. I
Gra-
can't confirm. Oh,
yeah. Granted, the hell else was she doing in 2002?
yeah.
And look,
It's not offensively bad yet.
not yet.
Jesus.
Uh,
The accent sounds kind
the
of like oh God, what's his name? M. Um,
uh,
the actor from M.
oh, Peter Lorre?
Yeah, he sounds a little like Peter Lorre.
Maybe Peter Lorre imitating an Italian accent.
No, like somebody imitating Peter Lorre. Like the traditional Peter Lorre
Yeah.
joke voice.
You got to help me, Reek.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That was pretty funny.
How do you do a cream pie in the face without doing a cream pie in the face?
Wow. Pistachio. Oh,
Did she say corned beef ravioli?
yeah. I think so.
That's not okay.
Did they hold a beat there to make like a joke?
I've noticed a couple. I don't. I keep thinking that the file is stuttering, or it's maybe just slack editing. I don't know.
It could go either way.
It could go either way.
Do you see what I mean?
Like they're trying to put in more punchline than they actually have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eh,
But listen to his accent too. Like the cartoon version.
yeah, I can see that.
Oh God.
So we're already leaning on other movies for presumptive humor.
Other Mike Myers movies.
Other movies by friends of the people who made this movie. Like I say, overly precious.
I never I just don't see Dana Carvey as a leading man ever.
Not so much.
Would you want to watch a movie called Garth? I mean, the
No.
title's nice, but
Yeah.
you know what the content would be.
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh, from Bob and David.
Oh, and the insurrection at the the right what is it, July whatever. You don't know the insurrection thing. Wait, the mob that attacked Congress or the Senate or
The January 6th
that's it.
insurrection.
That's it.
The guy, the goon from Bob and David was at the January 6th insurrection.
Yes.
That's fucked up.
Isn't that crazy?
It is a bit. And again, lots of work, no jokes.
Oh. I thought it was a little bit funny when he was mocking them, but I love it when people mock people like that. Me 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 me. There's nothing like on internet chat boards. There's so many times I just want to go me 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 me. But how do you do that in internet?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the one to ask, man. Yeah.
I'm out of touch.
It's a strange mix of punchlines without jokes and jokes without punchlines.
Yeah, what was the? I don't know.
It was a gratuitous Madonna reference.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of a little bit
He's a little incelly.
stalkery. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he is. He's both.
Yeah. Not
Would they
referring
go
to her by her,
together?
not referring to the lady by her name, but referring to her as the Tush Queen.
Ah. Does he have a hot dog? Oh, it's a cannoli. Ah, now we're into the references.
Yeah. Uh,
that's what the tubular bells always missed.
mm. He's just sort of deeply incompetent.
Yeah, but that's the joke.
Okay.
So
Bless incidentally Wagner for doing the due diligence on this, even though
oh
he didn't have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So far, what I'm seeing is that the worst thing about this really is Dana Carvey.
You see, I like Dana Carvey when he's smart. His stand-up
Yeah.
comedy way back in the day, back when I was first picking it up, like when he was actually on Saturday Night Live, when he had the odd specials here and there, kept turning up on Comedy Central, that sort of thing. I liked him because he was smart, because he was taking the piss out of other stuff. Like the chopping broccoli song is always a classic.
Oh, so good. So good.
So good. But that's the thing is, he was.
Oh. Oh, he's doing an Adam Sandler now. I think the intention that he had when making this was to make more of a family movie, like a children's movie.
I got the feeling. Family movies don't have to be stupid, though.
Well, that's
And
that's
also,
from a
I've always thought that kids identified better with reasonably smart protagonists. Kids don't want to feel like idiots.
no, they don't.
Feel, and kids watching this guy and identifying him, whether consciously or not, or identifying with him, whether consciously or not, are going to feel like idiots. Yeah. I'll go with I have a very limited tolerance for knives.
That line was funny. No, the one where the thief was coming out and he goes, he said, what did he say? Oh, I've got it now. It's mine. They were like, oh, thieves, and I liked him like I don't
It's
know. I liked him describing what he was doing in a comedic way because I do that all the time to myself.
I can see that.
Adam Sandler called up Chris Rock and he was like, you know those that song from that movie, that animated movie you did? Can I get that? Chris Rock was like, yeah, man, I'll just give it to you. And then they used it.
There was a bit of a rash on a lot of particular variety of cinema for a long time there, possibly even now.
Ah. Oh, they ruined the joke. That's like telling you the punch why it was funny.
What is the way that I'm trying to look at this? So the movie is taking preciousness as its personality, like but like kind of like in sort of a pre-past form,
Yeah.
like it's cute. It's cute because it's cute. It's cute, right? Right. uh, Respectable imitation Danny Elfman from whoever was doing the score.
Mm. It kind of
Eh,
sounds like when you buy royalty-free music and it says like Danny Elfman-esque.
I can see that. That works.
Who did do the score? I'm curious now. I may be making fun of somebody I like.
Hmm. Very, very respectable set design in all of this.
I liked the opening titles.
At least until that, this is going to be fun song came in, which, like I
Yeah.
say, the more I think about it, the more it smacks of desperation. Because it's a montage.
Oh God! Oh God! It's an off-brand hip hop song about the Master of Disguise
Yes, it is.
in 2002.
Yeah.
Like that was. Oh,
This is going to be. I mean, credit where credit is due. Qualitatively, it is a little bit above those bits where you were in gym in like middle school or high school, and the quote unquote cool teachers came out and did a quote unquote rap where they
yeah,
identified themselves and indicated what they were attempting to convey to you.
yeah.
You remember them.
I do. I do. They were very slow in comparison to today's music,
They were.
but I still love them so much. The composer was Mark Ellis and did like Anchorman and Dickie Roberts.
So, friend of the organization, as it were.
I think this is just a guy who gets money when he can take it.
Eh,
Okay, yeah, he does like Paws to the Rescue. Little Heroes 2 is another dog focused puppy
mm,
show. It's lore.
seriously.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's so dumb. Just so dumb. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Whoops.
Pretty not okay.
Oh, oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
There's a disguisey force. It's called acting, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Oh jeez. So it wait, is okay, so it is a superpower? Are they like can they morph?
Yeah, like apparently it's like the force. If you're
Oh Jesus. He's doing it. Oh, this is supposed to be good. Oh, the teeth. The teeth. Like, okay, this doing like brown face. It
Already
pe-
kind of not okay by 2002.
Yes, exactly. There are people who will say, "No, we could make fun of anything back then." This wasn't okay back then.
I mean, this was after that Whoopi Goldberg Ted Danson thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Was
it
that
was
was that the big
pretty much.
vagina one?
No, it was Ted Danson in blackface at some kind of party or something like
That
that.
was around the same time.
It was around the same time. Yeah, but it's still not not great, not
Ted
okay.
Ted Danson said, I can't quote it, but he said one thing he loves about dating a black woman is that they've got huge vaginas.
I miss that.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad about missing that.
I'll never forget it because it grossed me out so much. And like Whoopi Goldberg's right there, like,
Spiner is actually having some fun here because you can tell he's just hamming it up
that's all
because he
he
doesn't
does.
freaking care.
That's what he does. That's his
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
He's kind of perfect for a movie like this. Yeah, like he elevates it because he knows what he's doing.
yeah,
Like he enjoys acting like that. He chooses parts in order to act like that.
yeah.
Oh, that's why I loved him so much on Picard, on season
Mm,
3 of Picard.
yeah.
Just season 3. Season 1 and 2 are bullshit and didn't happen.
Fair enough.
The thing's made of wood. It's not digital. That wasn't funny.
No, it wasn't funny.
How long are we into this? 30 minutes? He hasn't actually done anything yet.
He hasn't done anything to be endearing aside from trying to be nice to a kid.
And stalking a woman who clearly said no multiple times.
Yeah. And he's got a cute dog.
I was wondering about that dog. It just shows up every once in a while. So I thought maybe it's
Apparently.
just following him around.
Yeah.
Like what is this asshole going to do next? I'm intrigued.
Mm.
Oh, I want to remake this movie from the dog's perspective. I wouldn't actually shoot it. What?
I'm just trying to get my mind around how that would even frickin' work.
It would be amazing. Okay. Is this
This appears to be the meet cute. Jennifer Esposito did kind of make a career out of tank tops.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is them like there was this thing that happened ever since well, it's I'm sorry. It's a long-standing trope throughout the history of television of the schlubby guy
Yeah.
who lands the amazingly gorgeous, talented, smart woman, um, and you don't know why the fuck she's with him.
True.
And there is nothing in this movie that is ever going to convince me that in any reality there is one where she and Dana Carvey fit well together.
Especially not this Dana Carvey.
Right. He's the leading man, but he's playing second fiddle.
Yeah, no, Harold Gould is pretty much wiping the screen with him, just in terms of presence.
Like he's just the
Carvey has no presence here.
Mm-mm.
Is a quirky void trying to carve out space for himself.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit funny. Delta Dental's pretty good.
And that feels like there should have been an extra punchline there
May,
somewhere.
maybe it won't be a meet cute, and she really will just be his assistant for the rest of the movie. Maybe.
We should be so freaking lucky.
If that happens, I'm gonna have to give this points. If that doesn't happen,
I will agree with that. We still at 2 viewers?
yeah.
Hello, 2 viewers. How are you doing?
If you're watching along, congratulations on making it this far.
Congratulations to us as well. I feel accomplished.
All I have to do is sit here and drink cranberry juice. What happened? I missed it.
Oh, no, nothing. That was just me sighing about the general state of my existence, nothing specifically going on.
Oh. I like her character. She asks the real questions. Does it have good insurance?
Seriously.
I mean, that's the first thing you ask when you're what's the insurance when you're getting a job.
Yeah.
It's really kind of the whole reason to have a job at this point.
Yeah, not a lot of people act out of destiny. Most people act out of need to keep a roof over their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Need to eat.
That's because we're in a late stage capitalist decaying society. I do believe those things, but I make fun of myself for believing them.
Likewise. Apropos of nothing to go on with the movie, I was actually having a thought very much like this earlier today.
Wait. Oh no, that was some kind of punchline. I missed it. I needed to know what it was. That's okay.
Uh, I'm sorry. No, I was just thinking earlier today that it occurred to me as I was listening to NPR, and they were talking about a series about the footprint of man on the world.
Mm.
Uh, I understand that quote unquote saving the environment is very deep, very important. It is absolutely.
How he, his whole character changed in that scene. The whole thing. He was like confident.
He was trying to play suave. Yeah.
I'm so
This
sorry.
does border on being so dumb it's amusing.
Yes. I love when he goes turtle. Not when he overdoes it like that. But oh, he said turtle again.
Uh,
But when he
what I was saying though is
oh, and that's the suit he was in when he was saying a prayer with the cast and crew for
uh,
9/11.
uh, uh,
Can't believe I forgot
and
Jill.
at the moment and at this point they're overworking the joke. So
God, what the hell's his name?
I always forget that guy's name. Not amusing anymore. What I was saying was, I understand that saving the environment is important and absolutely one of the pressing issues of our times. And I would sooner rip my eardrums out and eat them than listen to anybody speaking earnestly on that subject for any significant length of time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a movie about learning to commit to a bit.
It's just proving that Dana Carvey works better as a stand-up comedian than he does as a leading man or anything like that. Like
Either that or
this bit, this bit where he just goes turtle. That would have been funny for about 2 to 3 minutes.
5 seconds.
Well, yeah, but if you're in an audience and you're building it up and painting a picture of the scene, I'd say he could get about a minute or two out of it.
If it actually had any jokes.
Oh, God, wasn't that guy in the Fifth Element?
Might have been. Might have been.
I can't find a picture of him because all these people have shaved faces.
Okay, already hardcore sexual harassment.
Yeah, he's her employer.
Yeah. Eh. And
Oh, it wasn't as funny that time.
yeah, that's definitely the running joke they're working on. I just had a thought as to how Spiner approached this at every level.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Delancey.
Mm-hmm.
Oui, mon capitaine.
Whoa. Isn't it a little late to introduce like a foil?
Or like a non-villainous nemesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd he get a
All right.
bloody nose? He got a bloody nose from nothing.
Maybe it's an anime bloody nose.
They're not. That is. They did not intend that.
No, no, I seriously doubt it. I imagine at a one at an 81 minute plays like it's a satire or a parody of something, but there's nothing that it's a satire or a parody of. That's the problem.
Did you ever watch? There was a time period where there were these. Oh God, come on, man. There, there were this time period where you would have like Sinbad as the leading guy. These the Whoopi Goldberg Tyrannosaurus Rex cop
Theodore
movie.
Rex.
Theodore
Yeah,
Rex.
yeah.
These really shoddy, um, like Saturday on a cable channel kind of movie.
Like
The
like like
trash.
tasteless family-ish movies.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where this belongs. But I
A
feel
lot of
like
those felt a lot like satires that weren't satirizing anything,
yeah.
or parodies that weren't parodying anything.
Who is that? Oh, that's that's Dana Carvey. I get it.
Yes, yes, it is. it's a lot of work in the service of.
Wait, I want, I want to see Brent Spiner respond because Dana Carvey is trying to eat this scene. he he's never the lead in any of his scenes. Like this is when you get to the real people talking.
Is this gadfly kind of intruding in from the side of the frame? Everybody else is mopping the screen with him.
Yeah. That's because Dana Carvey is not a leading man.
Too many appearances. I mean, like I say, he's doing a tremendous amount of work, but in the service of something with no line to it. It lacks a sense of internal motivation.
Yeah.
It comes out of nowhere. It has nothing in it. It's going nowhere. I don't know. I'm extemporizing at this point. I'm making up my reactions on the fly.
They're hanging out in the park. I guess that's supposed to be relationship building.
Again, kind of not okay for an employment situation.
I feel like Brent Spiner's acting style is how can I make fun of acting in the best way possible?
He actually obtains in this.
It's not. What I don't even know what he's going for here. He was Scarface, and now he's what? A witch doctor?
When did the Jerky Boys movie come out? Anyway,
I'll look it up. I think it was 95.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I'm pretty sure it was 95. I was the right age for the Jerky Boys, so I had their albums. 95, yeah. I saw that movie twice. I was like, how old was I? 81, 14, and curious.
Yeah, that one I never actually saw.
It's a run of the mill.
But there's that like particular, like characteristically 90s period of, I don't know, gadfly comedies. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, when he does dumb movies, Will Ferrell does that sort of thing from time to time. Even now, it's like the movie about people are experiencing a plot, and there's this one idiot who just keeps kind of trying to suck up the air in the room.
In the hands of a competent comedian who can work in that genre, like Jim Carrey, that is absolutely what Ace Ventura is. It's taking one of these types of characters, except you want him to be the leading character. Yeah. See, I bet you Brent Spiner read the script and it says, I get to say who is this guy in an unironic way, which is ironic in and of itself, like 12,000 other movies. I can't wait. It's not even a good impression.
It's good makeup, but not a good impression.
Oh my God, this is still going. When you make a reference, you don't just do the scene.
That is correct.
That reminded me of one of the last episodes, the last episode with Joel Hodgson on MST3K was Mitchell,
Yep.
and
Mitchell.
there was that one guy who looked exactly like Andy Kaufman. And so when he was running around, he gets shot finally, and when he gets shot, he's running down in one shot, and they're like, "I, you're so stupid. I hate you. You're so stupid." And then he gets shot, and as he's falling down, Crow says, "Thank you very much," and it just kills me. And that
Yeah.
it reminds.
It's another song about the Master of Disguise.
Is it a joke to make like different Master of Disguise
Maybe.
songs in different genres?
Maybe. I guess. Probably.
He looks like Martin Short now.
It looks like a leprechaun.
What is he doing? Swedish? German?
I think he said it was supposed to be Bavarian.
Bavarian.
It doesn't sound Bavarian.
No, it doesn't. Back in the early aughts when you could still be rapey in a movie. Oh, those were such great times. That was sarcasm. I am a sarcastic person. I thought I put the level of tone onto it to be sarcastic, but I'm told sometimes I don't.
No, I think we got that one.
Okay. He just did like 19 different random comedy British isms from the like 60s to 80s all in one joke.
It,
And that
it's like
was
I
the
say.
joke.
It's like I say. It's an extraordinary collection of work. but it's a resonating vacuum. um,
I kind of feel like this character is when he was like, "Oh, I'm going to do the Turtle Man," and that scene's like 10 minutes long, and he just started running out of things to do, and he was like, "I don't know, fucking British."
mm,
Poor Brent Spiner.
well, I mean, the movie was not Brent Spiner's failure.
No,
Uh,
no,
yeah,
absolutely not.
yeah. Brent Spiner was sort of a known quantity for the things they could do for movie. The fact, I mean, he's practically novelty casting right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we got data from Star Trek. That's awesome. You got data from Star Trek. What's he doing? He's bouncing off of fucking Dana Carvey. Doing what? No idea.
All right, so
I mean, points for building some actual competence into the character.
God, I I can't believe I forgot January 6th. It just completely went out of my head.
That's
Fuck, that happens sometimes. You know, all of the cameos probably got like percentages of the movie.
I gotta figure that's a fair possibility. They probably wanted their money, their travel money back, though.
I did laugh the first time.
We know. You see, it's a bit now,
Yeah.
and being a bit makes it funny, right?
And being a bit, it
Right?
has to happen 3 times. If it happens anymore,
Oh no, that's four now. You missed one.
did I?
Yeah,
No, I
it's
only
every time.
remember 3. I laughed
Every
at
t-
one.
every time they're in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've been in. Oh, shit. They have been in the car 3 times.
yeah. No,
Oh,
you
God.
missed one.
They've gone over the 3. The rule of
Yeah,
3. How
thank you.
dare they?
Can I be forgiven to go and get some more hydration and possibly a cigarette? I feel confident you can fill me in when I get back, right?
Yeah, probably.
Uh,
I'll probably mutter to myself.
but yeah, for the people. If I were alone, I'd be muttering as well. Be like, what the
Dana
fuck?
Carvey and Jennifer Esposito are about to make out.
Yeah, that feels so
Oh,
unbalanced.
God.
Uh,
Don't. Oh, no. Oh, no. That poor woman.
yeah, I'll be back.
All right. That poor woman.
I hope that our viewers, bless you, can forgive me as well. I'll be right back.
This isn't the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not very good. That's all. I can understand why people might enjoy it. It's still pretty bad. Like if if it goes great to mediocre to bad to so bad it becomes funny again to so bad it's just unwatchable, I'd say it's just bad. That's where I would rate it. Just bad. So far. There's still 20 minutes to go. Jenner's going to like fucking have a 20-minute cigarette and be like, "Oh shit, I didn't have to watch the rest of it. I'm sorry." It was a ploy. I knew it. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, it's funny because he's a giant talking orb in the sky. Isn't it ironic that Data was kept as a trophy on a ship? Oh shit, he's missing Kevin Nealon. Not even remotely the perfect crime. In 2002 they had yeah, because I already wanted to be for a short time I wanted to be an forensic uh, uh, fuck. I've forgotten the word. One of those. I wanted to go into forensics. I thought it would be interesting, and I watched a lot of TV about it. But filmmaking. Um, it's ridiculous. See, I think that dog just follows him around. That looks like a Resident Evil monster. Cherry pie man. You have to use the infrared scope and shoot him in a specific spot. Black market eBay. Hey! You missed a scene with Kevin Nealon.
Eh,
Kevin Nealon and Brent Spiner. Uh,
eh.
which
Well, that could
which
be
was pretty.
interesting.
It was pretty funny. Um, I think that's it. Oh
Uh,
yeah, he's crawling out of pies now. Um,
eh, eh.
now they're gonna have a ninja fight.
I mean, setting Spiner up as a badass villain borders on inspired, is the thing. Because he's Brent frickin' Spiner.
But he's always a villain.
Exactly.
Like unless he's Data, he's a villain. Oh yeah,
or just
and
hanging out with Patrick Stewart, like his appearances on Blunt Talk.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a Monty Python joke. I mean, you you saw that joke coming, right? I did.
Uh,
How does he know that joke? How does he know how to make that joke? He was never in the room with the "Who's Your Daddy" shit. Brent Spiner was never in a scene where he goes, "Who's your daddy?" How the fuck does he know about it to make a joke about it? Well, I mean, they're like, oh
Now,
god,
I am as fond of lampshading as a rhetorical technique and an artistic technique as anyone. We all got by this time that it was just like in Star Wars.
yeah, the joke didn't need to be explained.
Yeah, they keep explaining it's. I'm trying to think of some other examples, like sort of gadfly comedy, like just this one idiot who keeps kind of trying to punch his way into the scene.
Yeah.
Like think like The Pest with John Leguizamo.
Oh yeah.
But there was this particularly 90s, although obviously lasting a little bit into the aughts as well, like strain of movies that appeared to be parodying something, but there was nothing that they were parodying.
mm-hmm.
Like, you'd figure Sandler would have learned from Little Nicky.
That made money.
Barely.
It still made money. It was enough to justify his vacations. Besides, they only
Eh,
spend like 200 grand to make those movies.
eh. This one feels like it's relatively well fed as far as its budget, though. So that may have been an additional
Well, I'm being
thing.
hyperbolic as I usually am. I
Like,
know this wasn't made for $200,000.
yeah, but this one feels a lot better fed than a lot of the stuff Sandler was doing around the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, they morph and shit. Did you see his face morph? They're like
Yeah, I saw that.
superheroes.
Yeah.
They're shitty oh god, they're shitty Mystique.
I like that.
Wait, is no way it's at the end of it. There's no way there's 10 minutes of credits. I think he was jealous of Will Ferrell's.
Uh,
That's the big villain end.
a head button falling into a pool.
And then
Well, this is
I
obviously
guess
where they
that's the
were taking a
payoff.
vacation.
Yeah, that wasn't shot in Costa Rica. There's like 9 minutes. That movie was only an hour and 10 minutes. It was an hour and 10 minutes. That's all they could get out of it.
Uh,
They got an hour and 10 minutes to do anything with this. It's a mess. I don't, Kenan Thompson was in one shot and he got a billing.
eh,
All right. All right. I'll leave it running until, well, because something credits related might happen. I don't know. Oh, they get married. Oh, let's make this a little bigger. So I'm pretty sure all of that was supposed to go in the movie, but holy shit.
outtakes.
That's that's a isn't that an Adam Sandler joke? That's an Adam Sandler joke.
Uh, maybe.
And that was in 2002.
Uh,
They got an
Yeah,
animatronic
if
dinosaur.
I had known there was this little left of this movie, I probably wouldn't have gone for the cigarette. Uh,
Yeah, you missed the denouement.
I mean, no, I didn't, but okay.
No, it was a joke.
I got that.
This feels
Oh,
so much.
a little bit of Jim Henson Creaser chopping there.
I guess that's where they got the Tyrannosaurus for the end credits. I'm sure that was
Or
that shot in the beginning where they were like, they've been doing disguises since the Stone Ages. And then they have the disguise and there's a Tyrannosaurus. I'm sure that scene was in
yeah,
there and they
no,
cut it.
I mean, there had to be. This smacks of one of those pictures that was cut down to its barest coherent running time just to save on celluloid for the theatrical release.
Yeah.
You know, think the Avengers with Ray Fiennes, Uma Thurman, and Sean Connery.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The original cut of that movie was 130 minutes long. The theatrical version was 83, I think.
And it was awful. It was
awful.
incoherent.
There were more bits in the trailer than were that weren't in the movie than there were that were.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like an outtakes movie. Visual effects by the Asylum.
Rose Falcon. I do not know who Rose Falcon is.
I get why this was cut. He made this scene.
Yeah, should have stayed cut.
Yeah. Oh, it's it's terrible. It's not even an impression.
Now, of course, Crow didn't actually use that accent in the movie.
These credits remind me of the 90s.
Uh,
I mean,
this,
stylistically.
the movie absolutely feels
He was a
like.
fucking Dracula at one point. And there's this weird fatty. Well, I'm a fatty. I shouldn't.
Yeah,
There's
I
this
mean,
weird fatty in a top hat.
this movie definitely feels like it crept out of the decade preceding. It would have flung. It would have been a box office disaster then as well.
If there's a person in there. Mitches are funny. They're so little. They're so little. He looks like Mario.
He does. He looks like Mario without the hat. Presumably an Italian joke of some sort.
I assume so. I assume he's supposed to look like Mario.
He frickin' looks like Mario.
Yeah. I think that's the joke. I that woman slowly walking away in the background, away from whatever Dana Carvey is doing. That's the audience.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, it's still going. I know. Fuck! You assholes!
Just give up.
God damn! Now, and more outtakes? More dog outtakes? Wow. That was a mess. That
Yeah.
was an
That
absolute mess.
Yeah. That. Ooh. Oh.
It actually, to be perfectly honest, it was not as bad as I thought it would be.
It was not as bad as I was expecting. I think I grinned like 3 times, which was more than I was expecting.
I flat out laughed when that kid got hit by the locker in the outtake.
Yeah.
That was freaking hilarious, and that didn't even have like Dana Carvey or anybody in it. And it was just some kid actors on
Spiner was
like
fun.
the B set.
Spiner was a
Second
ton of
unit.
fun.
Yeah, Spiner's
He, wa-
always
he, wa-
fun.
he, he was kind of wasted on this project, but so was Harold Gould, so was James Brolin, so was Edie McClurg.
Yeah.
Everybody was wasted. So was good lord, Jessica Simpson was wasted on this project.
I think Edie McClurg had 3 lines. I think she was just there to be, oh, hey, I recognize her.
She was just there to be Edie McClurg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. She got paid for it.
Which is fine.
That's
She
great.
got paid. One assumes that everybody got paid, so ultimately that at least was all right.
I think Kevin
Just-
Nealon is probably Kevin Nealon and Brent Spiner are probably especially happy since Brent Spiner spent 90% of the movie sitting in a car, and Kevin Nealon just sat at a table. Those were their scenes. They just
So they were as happy as, say, I don't know, Patrick Stewart and Coda and all the scenes where he was sitting down.
Yes. I think there were a lot of scenes of sitting down where they came up to the director and said,
Like, it's the most relaxing shoot I've ever been on.
They would they would say like, wouldn't it be better if the character were sitting in this scene? I think it would be better for the character if they were sitting. And the director, because he's a stooge for Happy Madison, would just be like, yes, okay, that's fine, whatever. I'm just happy to get paid. We're all happy to get paid.
Just, we're the talent, and the talent wants to sit. It's an important conversation they're having. They need to be sitting at a goddamn table.
Brent Spiner had to do the most arduous task of the film, which was to get pushed into a pool. And I'm pretty sure his response would have been, oh no, I have to stay at a hotel with a pool for like 3 weeks to shoot one scene of me falling into a pool. Oh dear.
Yeah. Still, just
There's a lot of feeling for the money. A
lot of people getting paid.
Except for Dana Carvey. I think he was 100% committed.
He was completely committed to this project. He had no idea what the fuck he was doing aside from knowing exactly what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
It's the shit that he did in this takes talent, but it didn't actually show any evidence of writing.
Mm-hmm. There's no the story is so threadbare.
This is what happens when people who are funny but think they're funnier than they are make something up on the fly.
Yeah.
It's that particular strain of self-amusement, like self-consciously arch whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
That just kind of it feels like a passion project for the people involved, but Sandler should have been the guy who said "dude" here.
Sandler doesn't give a shit.
Sandler doesn't give a shit. He's like, "You really want to do this? Okay, dude."
He'll take out his wallet out of his back pocket, throw you like $1 million that he keeps for spending money on him. Now that's walking money. That's walking around money. That's the quote.
Yeah.
That's walking around money.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Punch Drunk Love 2003?
Pretty sure, yeah. I mean,
so that's what's like Sandler. Oh, that's great. That's cute. I'm gonna go work with Paul Thomas Anderson.
I do not dislike all of Sandler's stuff. I think he is an incredibly good dramatic actor.
He's incredibly
surprisingly good. I was surprised.
There are some comedies that he's done that I've quite liked. I like Hubie Halloween a lot.
My kids like that. I haven't seen it.
I liked it. I don't like that sort of thing aside from the Halloween theme, but it was okay. I liked it. I
liked Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison when I saw them, though I get the feeling they're kind of relics of their time.
They are a bit. Yeah. I mean, not that I've seen them in an incredibly long time either.
I mean, I still quote that "go to your home" Don't you know that's your home?
I get that occasionally as well, and that was a beautiful delivery and line.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most of the movies that come out of his camp tend to be. I like. Okay, Grown Ups made money. I never saw it. Grown Ups 2 made money. I never saw it. They all got to go on vacation together and pay each other. We
Yeah.
know what those movies are about.
Yeah.
Um,
Blended. Blended was nothing.
yeah.
That was that, but nobody even remembers that movie existed. But apparently, Adam and Drew had a very nice vacation for it. So more power to them.
I'm
I mean,
talking about like Jack and Jill and that Western he made. What was the Western called?
The Ridiculous
The
Six.
Ridiculous Six. I watched
That,
about 20 minutes of that
that
movie.
one I never even tried.
It is. It was that was excruciating. I didn't find this as excruciating as I thought it would be. I really heavily disliked it the entire time. It was more like a sense of foreboding than like raw hatred or anything like that.
I mean, if I had spent money on it, I would have been frickin' livid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been mad, but not
Yeah.
livid. I've rented some shit. I mean, I've rented some real, like, worse than this kind of shit. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. Well, okay. What's that? What was that Doctor Who David Tennant movie that I made you guys watch?
Bad Samaritan?
Bad Samaritan. I
Bad
have
Samaritan was a joy. That was a delight.
I have paid for that 3 times.
That feels excessive. Check your local Dollar Tree. They probably have a copy right now.
Well, I finally just bought a copy online, and yeah, I have that copy now, so I don't need another one.
I got it at the bargain section at Walmart, so I paid $5. But more recently, it's like, oh man.
I was when you were gone, I was saying where I would place this in my categorization of bad movie. If you have up here great movie down to mediocre movie down to bad movie on the list, with gradings in between, I would then go to bad goes to so bad it becomes funny, and then another level that is so bad it's just fucking awful. I would put this movie in the just bad category. I'm not offended by it. I am offended by the brown face and the misogyny and all that, but I would have always been offended by that because that's always been who I am.
I mean, it's a nominal comedy that lands maybe 3 jokes.
Yeah. It doesn't deserve to be hated, is what I'm saying.
I can see that. What's the line from Harry Dean Stanton as Saul in The Last Temptation of Christ? I'm glad I met you, so now I can forget about you.
I watched something recently. I'm gonna try to find it on my Prime purchases. That is something I just absolutely hated. Just keep talking for now. This is gonna take me a little while. We can move on in the conversation.
You and I have, as long-standing cinema jerks, have over time honed a very, very respectable sense of anticipating whether or not we're going to like something.
Mm-hmm.
We've got good instincts as to, I'm going into this thinking that I'm going to like it. I'm going into this thinking that I'm not going to like it. We are occasionally surprised. We are not surprised a lot.
Yeah.
We've got good instincts. Like I say, we can usually look at a synopsis and maybe 9 times out of 10 be right as to A, whether we're going to think it's a good movie, and B, whether we're actually going to enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, went into this, thinking I was going to hate it. I didn't hate it. But it's like that was. I mean it's
just unnecessary.
It's barely a movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing that justifies its existence.
No.
Carvey had actually had a couple of other lead roles. I mean, prior to this, he was in like Clean, or what was it, Blank Slate, Clean Slate, whatever the hell it was. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
and
forgot about
again,
that.
did sort of stupid makeup shit as you go along at the same time, stuff in that, but it wasn't quite so egregious.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
I don't.
remember I remember one of the movies that I watched that I regretted paying money for was Monstrous.
I could see that one pissing you off regally. That was the one
It's
with Christina Ricci, right?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
just it's so oh god, it tries to be like subtle with its big surprise plot. It tries
Yeah.
so hard, but it's so goddamn obvious from the very first scene exactly what's going to happen. I had the same problem with fucking I See Dead People. Um
Well,
uh
that one I thought was beautifully enough done that I had. I guessed. I mean, as I always say about The Sixth Sense, I was informed by a capsule review in the newspaper that it had a lovely twist. I instantly knew what it was, and then just kind of told myself to forget that I had guessed it in advance. And that one I just ended up enjoying for the execution, for the acting, as much as anything else.
I, I
Uh,
I remember seeing the trailer and that line is in it. I see dead people. So I knew the movie was going to have a kid who sees dead people. And then I started watching the movie, and in the first 3 minutes, Bruce Willis gets shot and he's bleeding. And then it goes to another scene. I leaned over to my mom and I was like, oh, God, he's dead because the kid can see dead people. So he's going to turn out to be just dead. He's a ghost. And my
yeah,
mom looked at me and she was just like, she was so mad at me because it was right, and once I said it, she couldn't unsee it, and it became so obvious. And
yeah,
I don't like a movie that loses its luster once you know the trick ending. Like for instance, The Usual Suspects has a
yeah,
brilliant twist ending. I still haven't
yeah.
I haven't showed it to the kids yet, so I'm trying to stay spoiler free in the household, which is very
Fair enough.
difficult. Very
Oh yeah,
difficult.
yeah,
Um, but that movie, once the twist is spoiled, the movie is still luscious with amazing characters, interesting themes, and
and
good story.
and moreover, it leaves you talking because the twist ending doesn't actually tell you anything.
Yeah.
What exactly actually happened is still completely open to speculation.
Mm.
Uh,
Except for the opening scene.
except for the opening scene. That's the one objective fact of the movie.
Yeah.
But even so, definitely got to stay wary of spoilers just in case anybody in your home is actually going to watch the thing. No, that's a movie that holds up beautifully and
Yeah.
repays repeat viewing.
Yeah.
I
Vertigo does that. It has an incredibly surprising ending. It's still
That's another one of those ones that I didn't care for the first time that I saw it and liked a lot more on repeat viewings.
mm,
No, but I like The Sixth Sense. I still think that Shyamalan's masterpiece was Unbreakable.
it's his.
That was the one where I didn't call the ending, and I still find find the story fascinating.
I think calling it a masterpiece is too hard a word, too big a word for it. I'd say it's his best film. It's good.
That's fair. I still love Lady in the Water, but I'm weird. Uh,
Well, that aside, everybody has some inconsistency in
well,
their
I've got
like my favorite movies are like The 400 Blows, Vertigo, Aliens, Miss Congeniality.
mm,
That we like what we like, and
yeah. Like I say, we have our immediate reaction to the movie, and if we're going to spin it positively or negatively, or try to interpret it, it's just that it's interpretation. It's not the reaction itself. It's reverse engineering what you thought of a movie by how you felt about the movie.
so with that in mind, Jane brought Master of Disguise to us, and
Yeah,
she enjoys the film. She
she enjoys the film.
unironically enjoyed it, and
Yes, she
it's
considers it delightful.
I'd love to talk to her about it next week because I'm assuming it has some kind of emotional aspect to it, some kind
I
of like
I
a
honestly don't
memory
know.
or a nostalgic aspect or something. Kind of like, okay, I sometimes watch the movie Problem Child. Uh, because it's nostalgic for me. Because growing up in Missoula, Montana, on cable at the time, they showed Problem Child 192,000 times a day. And
Yes.
so I saw that movie 5 or 6 times, and you see something enough times, you start to like it because that's just what your brain does.
Yeah,
Um,
especially when you're a kid.
yeah.
I probably still have a soft spot buried in here for Kidco. Uh,
I still think Beastmaster is a good movie. It's not.
Bizarrely enough, I've never actually seen Beastmaster.
You-
I've had a copy for a while.
did
I
you
still
not
have
have TNT or TBS for
uh,
25 years?
the local syndicated channels 36 and 46 around here were actually a lot more interesting. That was the point where I was particularly picking up like the Universal and Paramount syndication packages of the late 80s that ended up with lots of weird variant editions of major movies like Apocalypse Now and
Oh, cool.
frickin' Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, bunch of other stuff, like the TV version of The Thing that's 90 minutes long but has an even darker ending than the theatrical version. Yeah, that was the stuff I was picking up around that time. Our local channels were not shy about heavier stuff, and every once in a while they showed Blame It on Rio, where it was physically impossible to edit all of the boobs out of the movie.
Yeah. Say
So
well.
consequently, we got nipples from women on broadcast television in the Atlanta area.
Fuck
Uh,
yeah, dude.
yeah, I know, right?
Uh, um, no, I come from the TBS TNT school
Yeah,
of film, uh, with like Joe Bob Briggs and that stuff, Monster Vision,
yeah.
and
Well, I've done
they
a fair bit of the TNT stuff, but that was actually a bit later for the
both
most part.
TBS and TNT did this. Both of them would show Beastmaster like at least once a week and sometimes once a day. And one time it was the entire timeline from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. was Beastmaster over and over and over. I watched that movie 4 times that day. It
That's
so
the
so
wild and woolly days of semi-independent television stations
Yep, yep. I
and
miss it.
weird syndication packages. Oh, no, make no mistake, I'm still looking for that TV version of Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. The theatrical version was a cute joke. The TV version was a fucking masterpiece, and it was only 7 minutes longer.
Oh wow. I'm gonna have to start bringing us to a close here.
Yeah, no, it's 10 o'clock, and we've gotten a full feature in. So,
Uh, Clifton Skipper says Beastmaster is excellent.
Skip, hey
Skip,
Skip,
hey Skip, I'm glad you're watching.
yeah, Skip's my bud from work.
Yep.
Skip is my work husband. Yeah,
I hear a lot of good things about Skip.
Skip is good people. We love Skip.
Well, I promised my wife that I would wrap it up by 9:30. So
Oh, well, that may have been a little starry-eyed.
maybe.
Yeah,
So next week. Next week. What did we decide was next week?
we were talking about Men at Work. I actually
Yeah.
have to miss next week. Next week, well, and Jane might have to as well because my folks are coming into town. We're talking about weighty matters. Like
Mhm.
the domestic situation, and I don't get out of work until 8:30 that evening. So
Okay.
collectively, I think I need to call a punt. But when we come back, all for Men at Work, because Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, extravaganza.
I'll find something to force Wagner and Shane to watch.
That feels fair, unless you just want to punt. But if you don't,
No, I don't. I want to.
I
wanna
don't
keep
want to
up with
see.
this
I
thing.
don't. I don't want to miss Men at Work because I've always missed Men at Work so far, and I am told that I have really, really missed Men at Work.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey,
Or at least it was 20 years ago when I saw it.
Eh,
Who knows now?
We'll see how things hold up.
I didn't realize how raunchy Tank Girl was until I was like, oh yeah, it's fucking Tank Girl. Tried to show that to my kids. Gets
I don't
to like
actually
rape scenes.
I never actually particularly cared for Tank Girl, but the raunchiness was not a problem I had with it.
Nobody liked Tank Girl. Everybody called it a bad movie, including the people who made it. I love that movie.
Okay.
I also love the comic book.
Can't fault it.
Yeah, it's just a thing. It's kind of like how we are probably the number one fans of Hudson Hawk in the world.
And notice the absolute drop of a hat necessary to make me throw down about Life Force.
Life Force is great.
Life Force is fucking great. Life Force is so fucking good. Anyway,
we watched The Keep for the show, didn't we?
We need to.
But didn't we? Like on an older episode?
No, I don't think we ever watched it for the show. I don't think.
Do you know if
we
Shane? I wonder if
we've
Shane
talked
has
about
seen
it a lot in the past. We definitely should talk about The Keep if we haven't. I know we've mentioned it incidentally or ancillarily.
I was listening to a podcast that I listened to, and they did a whole podcast on it, and it was so interesting because one of them had read the book, and
I've read the book.
I swear, I was
the one. I was the one who brought. We've had conversations about it, but I don't think we ever actually watched it for the show. I was the one who introduced Wagner to it.
Okay.
I know you've seen it. I know Wagner's seen it. I've seen it. I don't know if Jane's seen it, and I don't know if Shane's seen it. So that's an episode I don't want to miss. So don't do that one without me, because I can add a lot of the context as to how the hell that movie happened like that in the first place.
Are there any movies I like that you question?
Probably.
Well, I don't mean question, because really we don't question each other's movies.
No, I know. I know what you meant by it.
Yeah.
It's like, really? But okay. But that's still probably a conversation you probably ought to have with Shane and Wagner.
Yeah, probably. Okay, yeah. I'll settle it on the chat.
Right.
All right, let me pull up my script. Hey, that's going to do it for us here on What's on the Pile. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're on Facebook. We have a website, whatsonthepile.com. And we have a Twitter, but we never use it. But that's fine. If you want to use it, maybe I'll start using it. We have 2 listeners. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
4th my life, and 4th the master of disguise. Sorry. I had to get it out again. Anyway, good night.